Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Rumble Studios, where we have one person on Rumble, one person on local. I'm not sure who's on on YouTube. We've got three folks on Twitch. I'm not sure about the got one person over on X Live, and what do we have on Kick? Kick, we have one person over on Kick. We had two people on Kick yesterday. Good morning, folks. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X, my mainstay, and X is king. That's why I'm on there. I like being on X. X at Fireman Rich over there on X, and glad to have you here. Oh, look at that. Captain Rehab puts his picks already. You got 13. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good, my friend. Very good. Very good. 13. Wow. Okay, I had the list. I was going to send you the list. Captain Rehab's in there. Good morning, Captain Rehab. And Big Juice is in there. And he's, what did I tell you, Big Juice? Steve coming in from Ohio. And for the Captain Rehab's coming in from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. But Steve, not until after Thanksgiving. I don't want to see this. I don't recognize Christmas holidays until after Thanksgiving, which I'm going to have to talk about because we may not have a broadcast on Friday, Black Friday, because we'll be in a traveling mode maybe. But no, none of this. You're into the Christmas spirit, that's fine. But I just no Christmas music. Oh no. Oh God, no, not now. No, but yeah, you were first. Let's see, let's go back on the thing. Steve, yeah, you were first. Yeah, that's a switch. Usually Tina's in here first, but Big Juice from Ohio got in there. And then we have Captain Rehab. Both these individuals are over there on Twitch. For the folks that are listening over there on Spotify for creators, because this is day 20 of Na Pod Pomo. The audio of this live stream is going up on Spotify for podcasters. After I'm done, I download the live stream and I upload it over there on Spotify for creators and tag it as hashtag Na Pod Pomo. And what is Na Pod Pomo? It's the original Audio Month Challenge. It's been going on for 17 years. It stands for National Podcasters Post Month. You post up to 30 audios for the month of November. And I'm doing it one a day, and this counts as my day number 20. So saying hello to all those audio folks there over on the audio side. Thank you very much for listening. I'm getting some good traction. I always get good traction during Audio Month. It's like 10 plus on the listens each day. So thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated. And let's see. So we caught up at Steelers. Let me make sure I got to copy that, because once I close down the broadcast, I don't have the comments anymore. So let me put that in my notes for Captain Rehab's picks for week 12 we're going into. Is it week 12? Yeah, week 12. Week 12. Captain Rehab picks. Captain Rehab picks. And we'll be talking about football here in a little bit. Okay, let's see. So there we are. So thank you, Captain Rehab. Captain Rehab, second one in here. God, you guys are in here early. You must have been waiting for me. But we're getting our day started here. Hump day. We're halfway through the week. We're working towards the weekday or weekend. This is a weekday. We're working towards the weekend. And I hope everybody's having a good week so far. And it's pretty interesting week. It feels like an empty house here this week, which is the case. Both my kids are on their own and stuff like that. So it's coming up onto the holidays, and me and the missus it's like we have family coming in. I think after Christmas. I don't think Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Okay, they're coming in Christmas Day. But next week we're going to be going to family and friends for Thanksgiving. That's a first. We haven't done that in a long time. I can't remember the last time. Can you remember the last time we went to somebody else for Thanksgiving? No, I can't either. Just years and years ago. Yeah, we used to go up to the missus's sisters years ago. She lives up there in Schenectady, Albany area, and but next week I'm next Thursday probably I'll be doing an audio because we'll be traveling that day, and then we're going up to the state of Vermont, so that's going to be it's about a 3 to 4 hour drive thereabouts, depending on how many stops me and the missus make, which we don't drive all the way through. I make my stops. I have to make my stops. I'm old. I don't have a prostate anymore, so I have to make sure I know where the bathrooms are. Oh, I can always go out in the woods. I've done that before too. And then Friday we'll be coming back. So Tina, good morning. Tina's in the house. Tina, our Jersey girl. Good morning. Tina saying good morning to everyone. And she's saying good morning to Steve. I don't think she sees Captain. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She didn't miss out on her good old cousin there, Captain Rehab from her. Well, you call her Auntie Tina, don't you? And there we go. Tina's in the house saying good morning to all the folks as far as that goes. So, it'll be. I'm deciding. I gotta play it by ear because I could take my laptop or the either the laptop or the Surface 3, and I can do a broadcast. But it's easier just to do the audio as far as that goes. Tina. Oh, there we go. That's what I thought. I thought Captain Rehab was your nephew. There we go. Oh, nephew, as far as that goes. Captain cousin, but it's Auntie Tina's nephew, Captain Rehab. I do have the morning coffee. It is tasting fantastic. This would not be a morning coffee. This is the Wednesday morning coffee, 11.20.2024 at Rumble Videos video broadcast. Current time is 06:20 a.m. here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. I forgot to put that in there, but yesterday it was a little exciting. In the afternoon, I did a spontaneous broadcast. I wasn't going to broadcast, but I ended up broadcasting nonetheless. I ended up Starship flight test flight number 6 went off yesterday, and I was up for about an hour and 45 minutes during the course of that mission. They did catch the heavy booster when it disengaged or separated from the Starship. Starship went on to land down in the Indian Ocean. They had a controlled land into the ocean. They fired a Raptor engine up in space, which I guess is hard to do, to light up an engine So they were able to do that. They're gonna have to be able to do that because you just can't leave your engines not. You got to be able to turn them on, and then well, the Raptor engines, they don't normally do that, so they're trying to work that out to where they're able to do that on the Starship. The heavy booster came down. What was the case? It was what was the issue? It was a safety issue. And I'm almost thinking President-elect Trump was down there with Elon watching it. And I wonder if he was in the vicinity that they didn't want to bring that down there, taking a chance that it would explode on the pad and debris would go all everywhere. And it probably would come close to where the president was and stuff like that. So that could have been the case as far as that goes. And but they landed it, and they have a picture where they brought it up, hovered it over the Gulf of Mexico, and it landed. As far as that goes, so that was pretty exciting. We had our good friend Rogue Fire was in the broadcast along with he was in the chat from Australia, which was morning time over there. This is where the Starship was going. It was going to land about 15 to 2,000 miles off the southwest coast of Australia. There's Smoking Schizo. Thank you for being on the broadcast here yesterday. In the chat, Smoking. That was pretty exciting. The rocket ship taking off there and stuff like that. And Smoking saying hi to Tina as far as that goes. And Smoking Schizo, my Air Force veteran buddy there, civil engineering, Go Prime Beef. He was we both belong to the same squadron. Well, we're in the Air Force. We're both assigned to the civil fire department. Was assigned to the civil engineering. Power Pro was assigned to civil engineering. Of course, he worked. I didn't. I just sat on my ass and drank coffee. That's what us firefighters did, right, Schizo? Right, Smoking? I like saying that. No, we worked when we had to and stuff. But he Power Pro, they did a lot as far as making sure there's power. They took care of those barriers, Bach 13s, Bach 9s, and I remember the MA1A. Did you guys take care of the MA1A? Or was that even used when you were in? The MA1A is these big freaking chains, and I don't know how long it was, but they had them riff-raffed, and it would catch. That was like the last barrier as far as to take. To go into the overrun, and the weight of these big heavy. I mean, I could barely probably lift one of these chains and stuff like that. So, but that's what Smoking Schizo did, and appreciate your service, my friend. And he is a broadcaster, so check him out over there on Twitch, where we're broadcasting at too. But Smoking does the gaming over there. Smoking Schizo, SMOKINGSCHIZO for those folks that are listening. That's his Twitch handle. He broadcasts just about every day. I see him pop up on the notifications there. I pop on every once in a while, I guess. And so I need to pop in more to these folks and stuff like that. Smoking's always here. So, but I appreciate that. But we had a good broadcast yesterday. For all intents and purposes, a regular shot up and they came down. Controlled landing into the Gulf for the booster heavy, and for Starship it was a controlled landing straight up into the Indian Ocean, and it was pinpoint. They had cameras out there to where they watched it. Let's see, I've seen them, but Ramstein was a fighter alt base, so we didn't have them. They didn't have them at Ramstein, really? Okay, yeah, that's old school. The chains are crazy, but low maintenance. Yeah, that's exactly. It's very low maintenance. I don't think I've ever seen. We've had to take the tape down. They have this barrier, the thing that pops up. That's what the aircraft hook catches and stuff like that. I've never seen. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen one. I'm going to say I've never seen an engagement on an MA1A. I've seen it on Bach 9 and Bach 13. The main barrier they always used to take, I think it's the Bach 13, where it was the yellow on the side barrier mechanisms on either sides, because when the tape, that's where the braking mechanisms on it It comes up through tunnels up to the thing, and then there's a tape that goes across. The aircraft hook catches it, and it's pretty interesting. And those donuts on the cables were a bitch. Oh my God, yeah, the donuts. And the donuts, what he means is there's a rubber that keeps the barrier. It has to keep the barrier up about like 5 inches or so above the ground, so the hook can get underneath it. We had Bach 12, so stayed under the run. Okay, the Bach. Yeah, the Bach 12s, they were in the pit, I guess. They were with the B-52 brakes, I think, if I remember. I went to barriers. They had barrier school when I was in Aviano, so I went through the barrier school. Well, all firefighters had to, because when Power Pro wasn't there, we had to be knowledgeable on operating the system and rewind the thing. So that was pretty cool. That was one of our exercises we had to do, and the Power Pro guys just sitting back there. I can remember guys just saying, I don't think they're doing it right. It was fun. It was fun stuff. They had the cable underground and could be raised. Oh, I never saw that. That was on the Bach. They never had that for the Bach 12 when I was in. Both cables were above. So that maybe that was a feature on that runway. That's interesting. Wow. That's a neat feature. Because then you didn't have to change. I remember the barrier changes. You had this the one end up on the runway, and if there was a barrier change, and it was always at night, because then the fire department could take care of it. You guys were sitting on your ass. We go out there, so that way you don't have to go out there to take the cable down. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. See, I remember that shit. I remember that stuff. Good memories there. It was pretty fun. It was barrier engagements, and I got a chance to be, fire department. We get out there, the pilot, and we'd be off the side, tell him to rev it up to stretch the cable, and then he bounce out and raise his cable and go on. That was primarily on F4s. I did a lot of barrier engagements. The majority of my barrier engagements smoking was on the F4 back in the day. I used to love being the point guy going, come on, wind it up, and then just stretch it out. I go, go. And he bounced back a little bit, and he knew to lift up the cable. Ramstein, a heavy base, even with cables underground, the C5 would blow the cables out. Really? Wow, that's a lot of force there. C5s, I've flown on them a couple times. I don't know. I still, to this day, don't know how something that size can fly. It does. It's going a couple 100 miles an hour when it's taking off, and it just doesn't seem like it just sort of floats right up. It's huge. It's bigger than my house, for God's sakes. It's huge. That's pretty interesting. The C5s. Wow. Okay, let's get to the weather here. Let's get our thing started here. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Where's my? Oh, it's down here. Let's see. I lost track. I got too much into the reminiscing of the Air Force days. Currently, it is 47 degrees Fahrenheit here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York. It's sort of warm. It is sort of warm. I just really don't really need this, but it just feels so comfy. I like this. I got washed yesterday, so I can wear it now. 8 degrees Celsius, that's what 47 degrees Fahrenheit is 8 degrees Celsius. And you can see it's still dark out from the window. It's still dark. And let's see, I forgot to set the weather here. Let's see. Agreed, new topic. I'm not drunk enough to reminisce about the military. I bet I would love to sit down with you smoking with just to talk about the old days here as far as that goes. And I'm sure, I know you have stories, because freaking CE, it was any base you went to, CE, they were the characters of the base. And we did not like the cops. We did not like the security, right? I know my last studio assignment at Yokota, we didn't really, the cops were okay. They were cool. It's the people that we had to interface with the base hospital. They were a bunch of douches. Oh my God, I could tell you a story. I won't, because it has a sad ending and stuff like that. But some of the people, I'd say, these are the medical people. Oh, I don't know. I could tell you some stories. It's just like it just amazed me as Yokota was one of the modern bases there as far as that goes. Gateway to Asia, they called it. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Hang on for a minute. I got to do a cleanup here. I think I've seen this individual on other broadcasts. Yeah, I think I've seen this guy on other broadcasts. So we'll just see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, five clicks. He's gone. So let's see. The weather for today, we're going to have cloudy skies here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, followed by partial clearing, high 59 degrees. Wow, it's going to be warm today. Winds out of the south by southwest, 5 to 10. That's not bad. We had some wind yesterday. It was a little windy. Private distillery sounds like the name of a toilet wine company. Oh, okay. Yeah. That. I think I seen that individual on another broadcast smoking. So it's just one of those bots that they the best views, especially on that particular page that they're trying to. And then you don't get. I've said this before. You come in here, you put a link without even, no links are allowed and stuff like that. And I wonder how. That's interesting. Yeah, bots. Yeah, there's never bots on Twitch. No, I've gotten less though. I tell you, I've got. I always have over here on the laptop Twitch Insights. Laura from Norway keyed me in on that, and I've used it. And late night parenting. Thank you very much for liking and reposting over there on X. But Laura tuned me into Twitch Insights, and that has a list of all the bots and stuff like that. And I used to use that. Now I don't. This is pretty given. They're doing something, and I get them on. I get them more on Rumble side now than I do on the on the Twitch side. So it looks like it's going to be a fairly nice day. The sun will be rising this morning at 7:03, which is in about 29 minutes. It's 6:34 right now a.m. here in southern tier of upstate New York, and the sun will be setting at 4:41 p.m. Later this evening. Our world times and temperature starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 1:34 a.m. in the morning. Clear skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona at 4:34 a.m. 4:34 a.m. Clear skies, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, the Windy City at 5:34 a.m. currently. Cloudy skies, 46 degrees. Down in the jungle, New York City at 6:34 a.m. 6:34 a.m. here. It is cloudy skies, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. And across the pond in Cork, Ireland, and at 11:35 a.m. Cork, Ireland, we got some cloudy skies with some sun peeking through, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italia, Mangia, 12:35 p.m. in Milan, Italia, sunny and clear, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Swinging over to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur at 7:35 p.m. in their early evening, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan, at 8:35 p.m., raining in Tokyo, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. And down on the great continent of Australia, great country of Australia, and good friends to the United States of Australia, we appreciate being allies with you. Let's see, 10:35 p.m. in Melbourne, Australia, Cloudy skies, 57 degrees Fahrenheit, and sliding over to Sydney, Australia at 10:36 p.m. Cloudy with a little clearing, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. My 23 and Me shows part of my heritage is from Cork, Ireland. Yeah, that Cork, Ireland. We know. I know somebody over there. His name is Paul Omani blog. He's partaking in the Nod Pod Pomo, to give him a shout out. I've known him since the Audio Boo days. We lost track of each other during COVID, I guess. And we're getting reconnected via the audio. So it's good hearing Paul up on the check Paul Omani out at Omani blog. I blog, something like that. And Tina says in central New Jersey, it's 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 63 degrees for the high today in central New Jersey. Thank you, Tina, for that. Appreciate that. Our Jersey girl reporting in, greatly appreciated as always. And so there's the weather. The weather looks, and that's our world times and temperatures as I speak. And it's gonna be a fairly decent day. No, is that no? It's let me get it for you. Let me see. Let's see. Let me put it on just a Twitch. I'm trying to use the, okay, there it is. It's yeah, oh man, it's OMANI, then blog, BOLG. The @ OMANIBLLG. And that's what it is right there. Omani blog, Captain Rehab. He's a good guy. He's an older gentleman. He's from Cork. He talks about Cork. He has, check out his X feed. He's starting to repost on X, and he posts his audio. He's into the audio thing. He used to be on Periscope, and he would read. He'd be on for like maybe 30, 45 minutes, and he would read Walt Whitman. So, and Tina says, Captain, I'm not awake and can't see. Get your coffee, girl. I need some coffee here. I'm about halfway through. Let's see. Our thought for the day comes from a gentleman named E. Cummings, and Edward Eston Cummings, commonly known as E. Cummings, was an American poet, painter, essayist, author, and playwright. During World War I, he worked as an ambulance driver. Walt Whitman was an ambulance driver also, I think, during World War I, and was imprisoned and interned in an internment camp, which provided the basis of his novel, The Enormous Room, in 1922. He was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He passed away up there in New Hampshire back in 1962. The Walt Whitman Bridge in Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that bridge. Yeah, Walt Whitman. Paul Amati, he loves Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman's he's a good poet, Walt Whitman. Our thought for the day from E. Cummings goes as follows. I can get there. X is firing up. Here we go. Here goes. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. You like that one? The missus, she likes that one. So there we go. We have I haven't wasted my day today because I just laughed. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. E. Cummings. And Captain Rehab, he liked that one. And Captain Rehab, when he comes in here, for the folks that are listening, he usually gives us a bit of a laughter. So, and Tina says, and Captain Rehab says hi to the missus. And she says hi to you back there, Captain Rehab. And Tina says, definitely, agree with that. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. We got to have laughter in our life. I mean, even I can recall even in the darkest moments, everybody around, we're trying to laugh a little bit just to bring our spirits up, because it's one of those things. I was like, okay, what the proverbial, and just like, okay, life is still around us. We have to move on and stuff like that. And Tina says, good belly laugh. Yeah, it's always good to have a good belly laugh, and that's I go with the hashtag positive start today, hashtag PSTTD, for the folks that are watching on the replay, and also over there on the audio side, the audio pod, as I call it, on Spotify for creators, that if you stay positive, you're going to laugh during that being positive, because it helps. They say it takes less muscles to smile and than to frown, as far as that goes. The darkest moments. Okay, if you say so, Captain B, I'm not even going to say that, because we're past that, and I'm not going to. There was a day where I'd be saying that almost every day. I'm just laughing about it because I don't want to. I'm not one to rub it in anymore, I guess, unless I do have my moments. Okay, Captain Rehab, but I do like that one. Because it was some dark moments for some folks on that particular morning after. I'll just leave it that. For the people that are on Twitch, you can see the comments, but I'm not going to. Captain Rehab doing a funny there. He's just kidding, too. I know he's just kidding, Captain Rehab. Let's see. So the most wasted of all days is one without laughter. E.E. Cummings. Thank you, E.E. Cummings, Mr. E.E. Cummings. God bless and Godspeed. That was a good one. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. Let's see, we didn't have a national day yesterday because all the choices were crap. Let's see, for today, here's one, National Absurdity Day. I'm not going to read it. Oh, here's one. This is one. We're going to go with this one. I'm not even going to read these other ones. This is a good one. National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. Who doesn't like peanut butter? I used to make peanut butter fudge. I used to make some peanut butter fudge back in the day. I remember at one Christmas, it might have been my first Christmas. I had just gotten out of service. I was hired as a temp worker for a year at IBM in Endicott. And that first Christmas, I ended up making fudge for the Christmas party. Did you see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in May? Well, all that hyperbole that you just expressed right there, Captain Rehab, there's going to be a lot of people saying they could suggest. There's people saying that you can't do that now. Let the president-elect get settled in. I'm not even going to address those comments like that, because it's just like, oh, did you hear this? I look at the news. I'm glad he is a pick. I think he's got a sure win to become the next Secretary of Health and Human Services. I think he's a good guy. And, they were making fun of and ridiculing him for that iconic picture of him sitting with President-elect, his son, and Elon with the McDonald's. The guy can have, he's not going to be a pure saint and stuff like that. He even said he enjoys a very occasional rare Big Mac. There's nothing wrong with eating that and stuff like that. I like him too. I do like him. I think he's, and that's the thing that the president-elect, he's bringing these people in, and I think, I don't know if you know this, Captain Rehab, but Bobby Kennedy Jr., he's the first Kennedy in a cabinet position since his father. So there's a parallel there that I think is very interesting. And he wants to be there and stuff. And you look at it, he used to be president-elect, he used to be a freaking Democrat. Okay, so there's a big tent on that side. Yeah, he isn't the typical 400-pound American. Oh yeah, I didn't realize he keeps himself. He could probably run laps around my ass. He really. Yeah. That's a wow. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing. He's the first because there has been a Kennedy. I think it was Patrick Kennedy. I'm not sure if he was. He was probably the great grandson or grandnephew of John or Bobby Kennedy and stuff like that. But and Elon, yes, true. That's true, Captain. He used to be a Democrat too and stuff like that. So and you look at the individual that was elected, he drew them in as far as he's in there at McDonald's making the French fries and actually doing it, even if it was for one day. He was driving a garbage truck. He's a regular guy. He goes to MMA fights. And then Jones there gives him his belt. That's America right there. What is there not to like about that? And then to be sitting on an airplane, it's his airplane, so he can have whatever food he wants. But people to criticize that, I look at those people and say, "Are you real? Are you for real?" You're just, again, I'm going to use the word, you're throwing the hyperbole into it. You're throwing it, it's a real picture. It's real people doing a real thing. Don't overanalyze it and stuff. Okay, let's get back to the National Day. I'm getting sidetracked here to rehab. I don't think he can run. He can't run, Captain Rehab. He was born in South Africa. He's an American citizen, but he's not a natural American citizen, so he can't run. He can become vice president and then become president but he can't run for president. I don't know if you knew that. I know he's a South African. And Captain Rehab, did you know the F1 race? I'm not into the F1 race. And you forgot about that. Yeah. I just, as soon as I said that, I'm like, no, he can't. It'd be cool. It'd be interesting. I think he's going to do some good. Let's get back to the National Day. National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. Peanut butter lovers, and I'm a peanut butter lover. I like peanut butter, and fudge lovers come together on November 20th to celebrate National Peanut Butter Fudge Day. On June 16th, people across the United States celebrate National Fudge Day. Just by adding creamy and crunchy peanut butter, the celebration continues today. So today is hashtag National Peanut Butter Fudge. And Tina says, me too, yummy. Yeah, I know how to make. And the secret about peanut butter fudge, you got to use some top quality peanut butter. So you have the chocolate, but when you mix the peanut butter in, I use Reese's peanut butter. That's the best peanut butter. I hate to say it's better than for the peanut butter fudge I had, because I've made it with the Jif and stuff. It's okay. The Reese's, I don't know if there's because there's extra sugar in it or something like that. I don't know. But hashtag Peanut Butter Fudge Day today. So go ahead and go to your local bakery, or we have here in Owego, it's a place called Fuddy Duddy's. It's online. It's called Fuddy Duddy's Fudge. I might get some fudge there today, some peanut butter fudge if I go there. I never tried Reese's. It's a sweeter peanut butter, Tina. It's expensive though. It's a little bit more expensive than the regular peanut butter, but and it's got that. It doesn't taste exactly like the Reese's peanut butter cup, but it's it comes close without the chocolate. So yesterday we did the Tauga radio show. As far as that goes, over there on Mixcloud at mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts. And we had, let's see, somebody sued Pepsi saying they found, the old mouse in the thing. Yeah, I could see that. I've heard that for beer companies too. And Tina says, I don't care if it's good, I'll pay. Oh yeah, it's worth. If I would buy it every time, but it's not that it's a little bit more expensive, but it's not that expensive. You can't afford it, Tina. I think it's a pretty decent peanut butter myself, but I do like Jif and Peter Pan are pretty good. Peter Pan is that is Jif. Jif is pretty decent. The Tauga Radio Show, where let's see, who do we have up on the lineup? I might replay it this tomorrow or Saturday. No, I do that Saturdays. We had Jefferson Airplane with Somebody to Love, Steely Dan with Reeling in the Years. I love that song. Blue Oyster Cult, Burning for Love, Black Star Riders with All Hell Breaks Loose, Night Ranger with Truth, Status Quo with Down Down, Corey Marks with Make My Country Rock. That's a good rock country song. And then Supertramp, one of my top groups that I like, Goodbye Stranger. I love Supertramp. They're freaking good. So check that out over there. And Captain Rehab says chunky. Let's see. Captain Rehab said my favorite peanut butter is fresh ground from the grocery. Isn't that coffee? Fresh ground? Okay, fresh ground. Okay. So go ahead and check it out. Let's see. Do we have any traction on that? Did anybody listen to it yet? I don't usually get traction at all. Like say, yeah, there's no listeners. Because there's so much music out there. It's saturated. So, but I like doing it. I like being on the platform. Mixcloud is a great platform to listen, an alternative place to listen to other music. They've got all genres. Mine is preferably rock and roll, and it's me as a retired firefighter doing the radio thing on this thing called the internet, playing as a hashtag want to be radio DJ, and I emphasize playing. I like to feel like I'm being a DJ. I'll never become a real DJ. I know there's some people before say, oh, he wants to become a real radio DJ. No, it's a want to be. If it happened, it's not going to happen realistically. So I have to laugh. I'm laughing about that now. I'm laughing about it because the person didn't know what the frick they were talking about and stuff. Basically a proverbial know-it-all or something like that. So, but it's remembering, playing, and listening to the oldies of rock and roll, past and the newest of today's rock and roll, which I don't think there's any real new rock and roll. Playing, listening to music on this cloud called Mixcloud of good music that simply pops. Hey, Wandering Aussie, how you doing? I caught you this time. Let's see. What do we got here? Wandering Ozzo. Get in there and give it a crack, mate. Spin the tracks. Yeah, that's what I do. I have fun with it. I love playing it. And Captain Rehab just laughing at that. Leave the DJ to the mayor. No, well, Tony does it. He does the hip hop. I like rock and roll. I've always been a rock and roll guy. So glad to have you. The Wandering Australian coming in on Twitch there, coming in from Australia. Our good one of our good friends there from the country and continent down under, and we appreciate it. You being here, my friend. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Some of the tracks you mentioned, mate. Absolutely. Oh yeah, they are classics. I love the 60s, the 70s, 80s, they rocked, 90s, and then it just sort of petered out. I'm not really in tune with today's music and stuff. I know you're kidding, Captain Rehab. I know. See, give me a smile. You're making me laugh. And Captain Rehab says, really, I always took you as a hardcore rap and yodeling guy. Yeah, I know you're just kidding on that. Yeah, really. No, I love her. I love my favorite group is Kansas. My favorite singer is Joe Bonamassa. I love Joe Bonamassa. He can play guitar. Oh my God. If you don't know who Joe Bonamassa is, you need to look him, check him out on YouTube. The guy is phenomenal. Okay. He's just great. Ojo is a guitar for, yeah, he is. He can play the guitar. He opened it. His take is when he was 8 years old, he opened for B.B. King. So he's he's right next to freaking royalty there in rock and roll, my friend. Oh my God, Joe Bonamassa. He's and the Wandering Aussie says, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so you obviously who Joe Bonamassa is, Joe. Australia, Wandering Australian. Let's see. Tina, you'll like this because we're going to go into history, and we do have a 100 years ago today. Oh, we got a weather alert here. What's this weather alert? Let me check what this is. We got a weather alert. Oh, that's for Susquehanna County, Bradford County, and Delaware County. But what's the alert? Advisory. What's the advisory? Oh, winter weather. Yeah, we may get some snow tomorrow. We're going to keep tabs on that. Let me see something. What's the current weather map look like? Let me see. Well, we got a few rain clouds. That's the local area right now from WBNG. We got a few rain clouds. I don't see, that's all rain. So those counties are more to the, just check real quick the weather there. But we do have a 100 years ago today with Roger Luther for the Monday. I guess they're back on track doing these again. Let's go ahead and get this set up. And let's see, what do I got to do? I got to take text off and go to present, share. The Wandering Australia, the 100 years ago today thing is a great idea. Yeah, I like this. This is from Roger Luther. He is a Broome County historian. Broome County is the next county next to mine, Tioga, here in upstate New York, and part of the southern tier of upstate New York. And Roger Luther is a historian. He is a fantastic guy. And I just like he's very knowledgeable about local history years back. And we didn't have these for a while. Now we have them, and it's great to have them back. And I think, and this is from Fox 40, which is a local TV station. Full disclosure, like I always say, disclaimer, I have no affiliation. We're just watching and listening, consuming what they have online for news as far as that goes. And I'm sharing it with you all out there on these interwebs. The good thing is when he talks, the people that are listening over there on the audio side of this NaPodPoMo Day 20 submission of NaPodPoMo, you can hear him talk. 100 years ago today is a great, it's a great thing. So let's go ahead without ado. Let me go ahead and turn my camera off first, and we'll get this cranking. Oh, let me see. Had the volume turned on.
100 years ago today, there was a light snowfall in Binghamton last night. Temperature dropped down to 10 degrees above zero. It was reported today that an old-fashioned Thanksgiving dinner with turkey and all the trimmings for a family of 5 will cost between $5 and $6 this year. There was some excitement on Susquehanna Street this afternoon when a team of horses pulling a coal wagon collided with a parked truck. The horses became frightened, ran wild down the street. People ran to get out of the way. The driver of the wagon was later arrested and charged with public intoxication. And finally, Broome County officers used tear gas for the first time today during a raid on a Water Street establishment this afternoon. 2 men were arrested as the gas drove them out of hiding in a secret vault in the basement. And that was the news 100 years ago.
So what were they doing in that vault? What were they doing, folks? What were they doing? I think they were probably making some moonshine. First time using tear gas 100 years ago in Broome County. I like the one that where's the excitement on the Susquehanna Street there in Binghamton, where a team of horses pulling a coal wagon bounced into a parked truck. Usually you would figure it's the way around. Let's see. Captain Rehab says, I just want you to know I'm such a devoted fan of the Fireman Rich show. Thank you very much there, Captain Rehab. I'm not reading the rest of it. That's too much information, my friend. I'm laughing at it. The Wandering Australian says, love the wagons story. Such things never change. Yeah, that you would figure it's the other side around and stuff like that. Did you hear that one? 100 years ago, they had a coal wagon pulled by horses. It got in an accident. It actually banged into a truck.
Wow.
What did I miss? What? You missed it? No, Tina, there was no commercial. How could you miss it? There was no commercial. I did it afterwards. We're going to have to do this again? Huh? Oh, you were making your... Oh, okay. I'm going to replay it for Tina. Okay, we can do that. We're not in no hurry. Tina's she's in very good standings with me, so it's worth a replay. Okay, and even the Wandering Australian is saying it's worth a replay. So let's go ahead and do a replay on this. I got to just make sure this is... Oh, we don't want... No, we want... And Tina's laughing. Okay, we're going to replay this, Tina. Just hang on for a minute. Let's go ahead and do a replay on this, son. Here we go.
100 years ago today, there was a light snowfall in Binghamton last night. Temperature dropped down to 10 degrees above zero. It was reported today that an old-fashioned Thanksgiving dinner with turkey and all the trimmings for a family of 5 will cost between $5 and $6 this year. There was some excitement on Susquehanna Street this afternoon when a team of horses pulling a coal wagon collided with a parked truck. The horses became frightened and ran wild down the street as people ran to get out of the way. The driver of the wagon was later arrested and charged with public intoxication. And finally, Broome County officers used tear gas for the first time today during a raid on a Water Street establishment this afternoon. 2 men were arrested as the gas drove them out of hiding in a secret vault in the basement. And that was the news 100 years ago.
Now, on the car accident, I didn't realize there was the driver of the horse carriage. There was public intoxication on that. I didn't realize that. He was drunk. It was the driver of the wagon was later arrested. I missed that part, so it was good that we redid that because I missed that part. That's
almost as bad as Lawnmower Man.
What's that?
Almost as bad as our Lawnmower Man. Remember?
The missus is talking. Yeah, you're welcome, Tina. No, my pleasure. If you heard the missus in the background, she talked about the Lawnmower Man. We had, and it made national news here as far as here in the village, driving, and the guy was driving on the road. The county sheriff comes down, and this guy has a beer in hand, and he's drinking it as a cop. And he's on the road. He's on the side of the road, but technically he's not on his.
He'd already been convicted of DWI.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
he had already lost his license, so he's going up to the store, and on a lawnmower. And he was pulling the wagon, but he had a beer in hand while he's driving, and he figured, oh, okay, I could do it this way. No, because you're on a public road. The sheriffs pulled him over, and they find all these empties in the back of his wagon. And it made national news. It made this is a long time ago, and it made CNN news. That's back when I used to watch CNN. Captain Rehab says, sometimes I vacation in Lancaster so I can go to the Amish barn parties and drive a horse and buggy drunk. I don't know about that, Captain. They can still pull you over if you're on the road. What's that?
He's just
Okay, the missus says you're just joshing. You're just kidding there. As far as I've been to Lancaster, I went to Lancaster once there, and it's a nice place. That's brilliant. Yeah, it is. That is Wandering Aussie. Yeah, Lancaster, Pennsylvania is gorgeous countryside and stuff. And Captain Rehab said yes, lots of laughs. There we go. See, we're getting the laughter. So we're going to have a great day today, folks. Let's see. Let's get the rest of history in so we can, and then I'm going to take a break here. I'm not in no hurry. This will take us to the 1 hour mark. Let me tone that down there. Okay. Let's see. 1947, Britain's future queen, Princess Elizabeth, married Philip Mountbatten, Duke of Edinburgh, which would mean he's a Scot, in Westminster Abbey in 1947. 1962, did you know the largest buffet in the U.S. is in Pennsylvania? Did not know that. And there's a tidbit. We went on vacation, Vacation Amish. Our excitement was a horse. Oh, the horse got loose. Yeah, you gotta watch. They can be. That's dangerous. 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis ended in response to the Soviet Union agreeing to remove the missiles from Cuba, while President John F. Kennedy halted the U.S. quarantine on the island. I think there was missiles in Turkey that we were going to say they were going to go anyway. So they used it as a bargaining chips, and it would allow the Soviet Union to back out. Oh, that was also in Lancaster. Okay, Captain Rehab. Oh, in Lancaster, really? Okay, I just remember going down there in Lancaster, walking the streets, and it reminded me so much of not being in Pennsylvania, but being back in the colonial days, as far as like what it would be like walking the streets of Boston, because downtown Lancaster is gorgeous. It is literally gorgeous. Let's see, continuing. Let's see, we got on the AP side, what do we have here? And the missus is joining us for in the studio. Captain Rehab, Rich, are you familiar with goat yoga? No, I'm not familiar with it. No, sorry, I don't do yoga. I do walk. We're gonna be doing. Are we going for a walk after this, or are you gonna?
I'm debating because I'm gonna clean through the house.
Okay, yeah, we didn't do the cleaning one day. There we. You, not me. I don't do. I stay out of her way.
For the day.
And she told me before I retired, the missus, what do I have to do? Number one thing, stay out of her way on Mondays when she's cleaning and stuff like that. But Monday we're doing a road trip. Does the missus? No, you don't know about
What? Yoga?
I'm not gonna. It's some type of yoga there and stuff.
Goat yoga.
Oh, Hal is on. Okay, no problem, Tina. See you later. Say hi to Hal. I'm going to mute the mic on this one, Captain Rehab.
Yoga.
Oh my God, she has heard of it, Captain Rehab. Oh I thought you were joking. That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
okay. See you, Tina.
Okay. Busy playing with the goats.
Yes, she does know about it. I didn't know.
It's not a weird thing.
Okay, I just the fact that it has goat in it and stuff.
I thought it was something nasty.
Yeah, it's yoga, but they have goats that walk around while you do. Oh, they keep.
Yeah, they can walk on your back.
Okay. Okay, if you say so. Yes, you get to play with the goats. Okay, I guess it's like a petting zoo. It's like petting yoga. There we go. Petting yoga. Let's see. I don't think there's any more news in here. it's just garbage history. I call it garbage history because it's not a positive thing as far as that goes. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that stuff. Captain Rehab's filling in the blanks here. Captain Rehab's, I think the missus should take you to do goat.
Oh God, no.
No. You used to do yoga with the kids,
for a
right?
little bit. Yeah.
The missus and my kids, they used to do. I never got it. I would stretch out. That's the closest I would come to yoga before going out for a run. Stretching is very important as far as that goes. And when I used to do a lot of running, I didn't do enough stretching. Oh, my glasses! What's wrong with my glasses here? Something on the. I used to do it back in my younger day. I used to do close to 200 miles a week on running, and I did take part and participated in several marathons and one ultra marathon. I think my ultra marathon I did on my 21st birthday when I was over in Italy. It was a 33-mile run. I did in 4 hours and 10 minutes, I think it was. And my fastest marathon was 2 hours. No, it wasn't 2 hours, 3 hours. 3 hours and 8 minutes. I missed. You had to be under 3 hours to get an official number to qualify for Boston, and that was the Long Island Marathon. The Newsday Marathon down there in Long Island, Nassau County. It went from Roosevelt Park to Jones's Beach and back, and that was a good rate. My father was down there. He was down there at one of the fire departments, and they were all out. All had beers and drinking and stuff as I was going. And that was a good marathon because probably the first 10 miles I was averaging anywhere from 7 minute to 7 minute and 30-second miles for the first 10 miles, that was probably the top of where I was health wise. Captain Rehab, 200 miles a week. My God, no, there was a couple times I'd brush up into 250 range and stuff. I did a lot. That's all I did was running back in the day, Captain Rehab. And then the occasional pop in on the bar and stuff to have a good beer. You have a couple beers and stuff, more than a couple beers. But I really was really into the running because I made the when I was over in Italy, my first duty assignment, I made the base cross country team, so I was able to travel around Europe. I got to go to Greece, got to go to Madrid, Spain. It was on the Air Force's dime too. I spent 2 weeks in Greece. No. At first I spent 2 weeks in Madrid, and then I almost made it to because the Mediterranean Sports Conference finals that would qualify you for the USAFE championships the next week. I only stayed there a week in Greece. I missed it by like a minute or two. The guy came up and that particular was a half a marathon because I said I'm not going to do the 5,000K race. I'll do they used to have a 5,000, 10,000, but the second year I went to the USAFE or the Mediterranean Sports Conference Championships for the Air Force. They changed it to a 5,000K, and then they did a half marathon, 13 miles there. And that was pretty unique because it was outside Athens, and we ran a 13-mile track it's actually part of the original marathon that they do over there in Athens. It's actually outside Athens, and because you run in Athens, car pollution is horrendous. It's really bad. But yeah, I credit my health today, knock on wood, because I am a cancer survivor of both prostate and skin cancer. So, but the running has kept me in good form and stuff like that. And Captain, I think you should challenge Jake Paul to next. No, the thing that's coming up about Jake Paul, I didn't realize he hasn't really fought any real fighters, Captain Rehab. That fight right there, I tried watching it. I watched probably just barely 2 rounds of it because of the buffering, And that's the first real fight I have actually watched since Boom Boom Mancini accidentally killed the Korean, the South Korean years back. That was back in 81, I think, or 82. And the fight, when I did watch the fighting that I did watch, it looks like they were sparring. They weren't really. I mean, I think Jake Paul, he had a chance. I think he respected him. He didn't want to take him out. I think they both wanted to go to distance. That is true. And the one actual fighter he fought, he got butt kicked. Okay, that's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that exact same thing. That he doesn't really. It was state. I think it was too. I think because they, first of all, instead of 3-minute rounds, they went to 2-minute rounds. So it's going to be a shorter fight, even though they went 8 rounds. Okay. Even though he's probably in the best health he's been at his age. Tyson, he did look a little winded, and I didn't realize it came out afterwards. He had some medical issues a couple months prior. And I think they said Jake Paul didn't know about. Maybe he knew about it. That's why he was just, but I think that it was staged. So, but the big thing, Netflix, I think Tyson got his money. Jake Paul got the notoriety, but it's coming out. He needs to fight a real fighter. But Netflix, I think, is the big loser because they're supposed to be, aren't they supposed to be broadcasting football next year or something like that? And if they can't handle a fight of that magnitude, how are they going to broadcast? I mean, that live event, granted, it was like that stadium, AT&T Stadium there in Texas, that's like 70,000 people. It was packed. And then you got millions of people worldwide because it's Tyson. That's the name draw. So I don't know. You know what? I'm going to take a break here, folks. I got to refresh my coffee. Oh, that's a little bit cold, but it still tastes good. Let's see. There's a video where Jake Paul has him up against the ropes. It looks like Jake Paul says something to him in the ear, like back off or you won't get paid. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know about it. I'm going to have to look for that. Tyson taps him on the shoulder after he said what he said. I'm going to have to look for that today, Captain Rehab. That's interesting. Very interesting. I just put that in my notes. I just put that comment. I'm sure I'll be able to find it. So you don't have to give me the link. That's interesting. That's the first I heard that. I want to see that video. Thanks for sharing that, my friend. All right, we're going to take a little break, and we will be back here. I can tell you what. Okay, when we get back, just put the title. Just put the title. Don't put the link. Just put the title in the chat there, Captain Rehab, and I'll appreciate that. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to go ahead and take a break for a couple minutes here. I'll be right back. And Captain Rehab, put that in the chat. The title only, sir. And we're back. I forgot my coffee. I forgot my coffee. Oh my God. We are back here for the Wednesday morning coffee for 11.20.2024 at Rumble video broadcast. And I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich. Here on the broadcast, we're broadcasting out to Rumble, where we got 5 people, 1 person on locals. I'm not sure who's on YouTube because it doesn't come up. 3 folks on the on Twitch, and over there on X Live, we have how many people we got over there? We got 9 people on X Live. Thank you very much. Wow, you guys, right? You guys are doing pretty good. We had quite a few on the broadcast yesterday. Thank you very much as far as that goes. And over there on Kick, we have 1 person over on Kick. What do we have on YouTube? Let me check the YouTube here. Let's see. TFP. Over on the YouTube side, we have 1 person watching there. Okay. For Kick and YouTube and X, they don't show up on the Rumble Studio client and stuff like that. So let's see. I'll tell you. Okay. Oh, okay. There's okay, Captain Rehab. And I want to say hello and thank you for the folks that are listening to this on the audio side, because this is being repurposed for NaPodPoMo Day 20, the original Audio Month Challenge, and that's National Podcasters Post Month. Go to napodpomo.org, and I'm posting hashtag NaPodPoMo. Just to give it a plug. I'm taking part in that, and I'm having fun doing that. We had a good audio yesterday and stuff, but I'm using, if I'm doing the broadcast and I can use the audio, why not? You know, it's good. So I got the link there, or the title, Joe. Okay, thank you, Captain Rehab. I'll look at that afterwards. I'll put that in the notes here with your. I got my notepad up, so let's see. Okay. I forget the J. Okay, that's the title. Jake Paul. Oh, I don't want that. Okay. So thank you, Captain. I'll check that out later. As far as I use the Microsoft Notes to put notes up. As far as instead of writing them down, I try and use I like using the Post-its though. The Post-its are pretty cool. I like Post-its. I got Post-its all over the side of my desk here. So Captain C Rehab saying, "Oh my." So I got the second cup of coffee here for our second half of the broadcast. Again, I want to say thank you for those persons that are listening to the audio pod on Spotify for creators, who used to be Spotify for podcasters, but Spotify changed the name. It's the old Anchor. Well, I gotta stop saying Anchor. It's not. The Anchor app was a lot different than what the current app. You can listen to your own, and you can upload and edit your audio that's on Spotify for creators. For listening to audio, I use Fountain, where when I'm listening, I'm also earning a little bit of Bitcoin, small little Satoshis. They add up because I guess with the current rate, I think it was down at 85. I had $90 worth of Bitcoin that I acquired, but what's transpired over the last month or so with Bitcoin going up, it's over $100 now. So that's pretty interesting. It keeps me interested in Bitcoin. I'm not, I'm not I don't have the miners. I thought about it. I had a mining rig here. Yeah, I had a mining rig when you first using one of these things. I don't know. Does anybody know what that is? That's a mine. I never used this though. I had 6 of these in a rack, and you could mine Bitcoin back in the day. The big thing back then that I couldn't comprehend was what the hell was a Bitcoin wallet. Now I do have a Bitcoin wallet. Actually, I actually have 2 Bitcoin wallets, but I only have like $100. It's not even, it's just barely play money and stuff like that. It's just to play around with it, to understand the Bitcoin and stuff. So, but we are back, and I want to say thank you for the people that are in the chat so far, and thank you for the people that are watching this, and for the folks who are watching on the replay. If you've gotten this far, thank you very much. Let's see. We do have some news. Or no, before we go to the news, let's go to the sports, NBA sports, starting back. It would be Monday night. Yeah, we go back to Monday night. If I get the scores here. Where's the scores? Because we had the broadcast Monday. So Monday night, let's see. What do we have? Monday night, we had. Are you a basketball fan, Captain Rehab? I'm not sure. If you are, the Sixers lost Monday, Monday night. Celtics, Nets, and Knicks did not play. Cavaliers got beat last night by the Boston Celtics. Wow, is that their first loss? That is. Cavaliers finally lost. They lost last night. I should have watched that game last. I was watching Oak Island. Tuesday nights is Oak Island. Oak Island started its new season, and it's pretty interesting. It's always interesting. I've been watching that show for years. But the Cavaliers lost to the Celtics last night. Wow, that's huge. 120 to 117, and in the Garden. And the Nets won against the Hornets by 1 point, 116 to 115. Wow. The Knicks did not play last night. Did they play? They didn't even play Monday night, did they? No. So they had 2 days off. Are they playing tonight? Let's see. Tonight, the Knicks will be playing the Suns. They're out. Okay, they're out west. So the Knicks are playing tonight. And then tomorrow night, nobody's playing. So it's not until Friday night the Nets play, and probably the Celtics play Friday night. No, they don't even play. When do they play? They don't play till Saturday, maybe? Oh my God. They don't play until Sunday. Wow. But that's a good win. That's a big win for them, beating the Cavaliers. They were undefeated, sort of like the Buffalo Bills beating up on the Kansas City Chiefs. What a game, folks. Switching over to football. This past weekend, we did have some great football. My 76ers are doing terrible. Oh, are they? Let's see. Where are the 76ers in the standings? Let's see. No, that's football. I want basketball. Let's see. Standings for basketball. I like the 76ers. I don't know about their big guy, though. Let's see. 76ers. Where are the Sixers? Oh, wow. They're 15th. They're right. Oh, my God. I didn't realize they were that bad. Holy crap. They're right at the bottom there. They're 2-11. Holy crap. Cavaliers are still in first place with the Celtics behind them. So Cavaliers are 15-1. Celtics are 12-3. Knicks, they're in fourth place, are 8-6. And then the Nets, they fell down to number 9, 6-9. So I'm gonna start rooting for the Sixers because I like the Sixers. They play some good. I like the Eastern Conference. Let's see. In football, though, we had a good week 11 in football as far as that goes because Kansas City got beat. They lost. They did not play good against the Bills and Josh Allen, and the Bills ended up winning 30-21. 9 points was significant. Josh Allen has this one run where he blows by like 4 or 5 Kansas City defenders to run for like it was at least 20 yards for a touchdown. Monstrous. But the thing is, Kansas City, well, let me see if I can bring up the graphic here. Let me bring up the graphic. Let's see. Let me bring up the quick graphic here for week 12. This is in my football notes. Let's see. This is the big thing here. Let me bring up the okay, let's see. And this is very significant as far as that goes. So let me bring this up. Let's see, like I turn off the text, go to present, window. Josh Allen, he is the only quarterback, and this is per CBS, that has beaten Patrick Mahomes 4 times. But see, the 4 times, that's regular season. Patrick Mahomes, they say, okay, Buffalo parties in November, but Kansas City parties in January because they win the Super Bowl. So hopefully this may change. He's a good quarterback, and that's an interesting stat. He's the only quarterback that has beaten Mahomes as far as that goes. So interesting stat there. But I have heard that Kansas City or Buffalo parties in November because that's when they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But Buffalo, and Captain Rehab says, "Oh my, yeah, that's an interesting stat. They could beat them during the regular season, but come playoffs, the Kansas City. But I don't know. Kansas City's looking a little There's a couple games the refs helped them out. Wink, wink, wink. You know what I mean, Captain Rehab? We'll see. Kansas City just played their asses off, though. And some other games, let's see. Last Thursday, Commanders, they lost to the Eagles. Dolphins won 34. There's a resurgence on the Dolphins. Saints 35-14 over Cleveland. That was a big game for them. Jets lost. They should have won, supposedly. Jets suck. I'll just say it. They suck. The Colts beat them 28-27. So, but they just suck more. Titans lost to the Vikings 23-13. Green Bay, I thought they were going to hand one to the Bears, but the Bears almost won. They lost. It was a 1-point win for the Packers, 20-19. Lions destroyed the Jaguars. Super Bowl will be Ravens and Lions. Yeah, I see that happening. It could be possibly Buffalo and Lions, and if that's the case, Lions will probably win. Jets fired their general man. Yeah, that's bad. Patriots lost to the Rams. This was the other good game that I watched prior. The Steelers were able to fend off the Ravens. They so Steelers are the real deal. 49ers, Geno Smith, he won the game in the last 12 seconds, running for a touchdown there against the 49ers. Seahawks won 20-17. Falcons lost to the Broncos. Bo Nix, 4 touchdowns in that. Who had Bo Nix in the fantasy football team? And of course, Chiefs losing to the Bills up in Buffalo, which is even better, 30-21. Bengals, they can't just. I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. They made a comeback, but the Chargers won 34-27. And of course, the Texans, they just trounced the Cowboys. The Cowboys season's over with. I don't care. They're and the Jets. I can give some compassion to the Cowboys because they still have a decent team. The Jets. Let's see. Lamar Jackson has always had issues playing the city. Oh, has he? Steelers, that was a good game for but the thing, it was a sloppy game because Russell Wilson was sacked 5 times, and the Ravens, they coughed it up a couple times. And what is it? I think the Steelers are favored. Stand by for a second. Let's see. Got one. It's 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 5 clicks. Okay. 6. Okay, it's actually 6 clicks. Just get out of here. We don't need that. I don't care who you are. I'm not. Did you see Giants are not start? Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Captain Rehab, Danny Jones. I'm still wondering about that because I think he's still a good quarterback. They're starting DeVito. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Their season's over with anyway, too. So why not? But does that mean they're going to be trading Jones? I don't know. We'll see. So Steelers, they beat the Ravens. I think the Ravens are still a tough team. That was a tough game. But that was a sloppy game. It was a sloppy game, the Ravens-Steeler game. And the Steelers, all their scoring was all field goals. 18. That's 6 field goals, and they won the game. It's like, let's see. I think so. Well, I think so as well. Probably needs to go to another team. I think he might be. I think he's in that. I think he's still a good quarterback. He's just on a team that sucks. Jets suck worse though. Look at Barkley going to Philly. The Eagles. He's having a monster season. He hasn't had a season like that since when the Giants went to the Super Bowl. For sakes, yeah, I can't watch my mouth. I'm getting all excited about the football talk here. We're talking more football talk. I do have a football broadcast tonight. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Duh. It's Let's Talk Football tonight at 7. I start right around 7:15 thereabouts, and I got your picks, Captain Rehab. We'll be going over into the picks. I could tell you, if you're not going to make it, I'll go ahead and say after this week 11, I ended up winning the week, Captain Rehab. I was 12-2. CBS was 12-2. Michael was 11-3, and you came in behind Michael, 9-5. Then Tony was 9-5. Brian was 9-5. Ted was 7-7, and Tina was 5-9. So you went. The last 2 weeks you were number 1. You went down to number 4 on the weekly, as far as that goes. And we'll go over more of those charts, or over the chart and stuff like that tonight. Look at Sam Donaldson, Minnesota. Exactly. They could not stand him in New York for the Jets. He could not get something. And Tony has said it's primarily because the Jets have a certain setup for their quarterbacks or something like that. They just the quarterbacks do not. Who was the last good quarterback? Joe Namath There has not been any real great, outstanding quarterbacks. Usually when they leave and they go to another team, like you said, Donaldson, he's good. Some other quarterbacks. And in Carolina too. Oh yeah, okay, that's true too. In Carolina too, exactly. So we'll be talking some more about football tonight. Hope you're there, Captain Rehab. You're more knowledgeable along with Tony, and even Michael's more knowledgeable in football. I know you don't like hearing that, Captain Rehab. He does know, he does, but he gets too much into the woeness as far as that goes. Let's see now. We do have some articles here, I guess. Let's see. What's the first one I got up here? We did do that one. Let's see. We don't need that one. Let's see. We're going to go. Oh, there was a fire. We had a fire. When was this? The 18th. So that was Monday. We'll go ahead and bring this one up. And this is on Channel 12. WBNG, again, no affiliation with WBNG, and anything I bring up here, I'm just a consumer of their news. And let's go ahead and toggle this one here. See text. We got to shut the text off. There was a house fire in Binghamton. And let's see. Let's bring this up. And we'll shut the camera off and we'll go back and start it. Okay. And let's see. How long is this one for? Let's see.
Tonight in Broome County, a mother and son in Binghamton are recovering after losing their home in a fire last week. The community is stepping up to help them in their time of need. For more details, we now turn to 12 News' Daniel Curran, who spoke with the family earlier today. Daniel?
Yeah, that's right, Nicole. Becky and Joel Hopper awoke Thursday morning to a fire spreading inside their living room. Now the community is rallying around them, providing support in a difficult time.
We just barely got out because the smoke was already so strong.
That's Becky Hopper, describing the moment the lives of her and her son Joel were changed forever. They were in their home on Park Avenue when a fire started last Thursday morning.
I woke up to smoke in the house, and I jumped out of bed and saw that there was fire in the living room. So I banged on my son's door, woke him up.
The two lost their home, many of their belongings, their family dog Tebow, and many mementos belonging to Becky's late son Nate.
The heartbreak, the loss of, my son, the loss of my dog. People who have dogs, they know he's not just a dog. And then the fact that he was my mom's dog. And he was just our world.
Becky and Joel were recently released from the hospital after getting treatment for smoke inhalation. Becky says she has been supported by those around her as her family heals.
You hear stories about how people think the world is awful, and it's just not. There's good people in this world, and we don't always see it until something bad happens, but there are so many good people in this world, and this is an amazing community.
Friends of the Hopper family have created a GoFundMe to help Becky and Joel rebuild. They say it was important for them to help the family in this time of need.
Becky's such a giving person to everybody that she knows, and it was just important for us to get involved and to help her out. And Joel,
we've done life together. We've been there through thick and thin. So I would open my home. I've opened my home to her.
Those closer to the Hopper family want to remind people to check their smoke alarms and chimneys on a regular basis to avoid fires like this one. And the link to the GoFundMe to support the Hopper family is on our website, WBNG.com. Reporting live in studio, Daniel.
Okay, so there's a fire, tragic fire. They have a GoFundMe, and it happens, and it's sad. So you got to make sure you have your smoke detectors. Make sure the batteries are checked. Extinguishers, know the way out of as far as that goes. I do have another fire story, and this is concerning the mutual aid to some wildland fires. And let's go ahead and see what this one's about here. So, and we probably will finish up here because I gotta do some things here, and the missus wants to get doing the cleaning here. So we're gonna finish off with this one right here. Let's see, view, and we'll start it.
5,000 acres have burned as a result of the Jennings Creek wildfire. More than 5,000 acres have burned as a result of the Jennings Creek wildfire. Firefighters and rangers are working around the clock on containment efforts, but they've needed a helping hand. And that's why many fire departments in our area sent crews to battle the blaze alongside them. I spoke to some of the firemen who responded from Otsego County.
When a call is needed, everybody steps up and answers.
Even if the call comes from hundreds of miles away.
It was a very intense situation a few times.
As the Jennings Creek fire continues to burn in Orange County, fire departments from across the state were deployed to assist with containment efforts. This included firefighters from Otsego County. Kyle Short was deployed from the Gildersville Fire Department.
A brush fire around here is to that multitude is not heard of, So yeah, a little bit of nerves, a little bit of excitement, obviously. thinking about the local community down there and just being there for them.
Jeremy Hilton was deployed from the Unadilla Fire Department, and he got to bring someone special with him.
I got to go with my son on Monday. It was a great experience. He's going to Onondaga Community College to get a degree in fire protection technology.
And while this deployment strengthened their father-son bond, it also translated into other strong relationships.
It was great to outreach to other departments and make new friends, new relationships, and hopes that we never need them, but we always know if we're ever deployed or we need more resources, these departments are always there to help us.
The deployed crews were prepared to tackle the wildfire with full force, but the terrain came as a surprise to them.
The terrain was very rocky, very steep, and it was very difficult to get all-terrain vehicles up into places where we had to be. So that is why we did so much walking.
It was 15 miles to be exact, but Unadilla Fire Chief Tyler Post says they were happy to do it if it meant they would make an impact in the community.
Our motto here at Unadilla is courage, commitment, and community. And that's the community portion. Whether it's our community or someone else's community, we are 100% vested in making sure that we protect communities in general.
Dedicating their time and effort.
Being able to be a part of just that size operation and helping that community in that time of need, and seeing everybody just at the drop of a dime give their all. It's truly outstanding. It's phenomenal.
Making memories along the way.
There's an old saying, the firefighters, that we'll talk about the first fire that we fought and we'll talk about the last one for the rest of our lives. This will be one of them that we talk about through this department and other departments around us. We'll talk about this for a long, long time.
And showing that no distance is great enough to protect those in need.
Banana. That was the passenger on yesterday's Starship. The banana. We bring that up. They had a banana on the Starship. That was the. I don't think it was that actual banana, but. But the article there. My hat's off to the firefighters. It looks like they're safe. I'm very, very familiar with that type of operation as far as that goes. And yeah, we already got that. So it looks like this is ongoing. And we have firefighters up here in the Tioga County area that are doing the same thing. As far as these firefighters from Unadilla are doing, and my hat's off to them. Like I said, I know exactly what they're doing because I fought my share of wildland fires. They're probably the hardest fires to fight because they're long term. They're not just a regular, you may have a 3-alarmer or something like that, or even a 4th. I've never been to a 4th alarmer. I've been to a 3-alarmer fire, but a 4th alarmer that's like major industrial complex on fire and stuff like that. That's 4th and 5 alarmers. They're just so taxing. But a wildland fire can just sap the shit out of can make you very exhausted very quickly. That's why there's a need for a lot of firefighters, especially when it's a wide area of wildland, which is the case here downstate in New York. And I think they even had wildland fires there in New York City. There's some woodlands in New York City there that because it's so dry here in New York State and the Northeast, there's a water conservation alert for New York State by the governor to conserve on water, and it's dry. So hopefully we may get some rain. We'll see tomorrow. If we get snow, that'll be even better because it'll keep things cold and won't. It's cold and it won't burn and stuff. That Captain Reha said my ex-wife was a wildfire in me. Okay. I should have pre-read that. I'm Tony. Okay. But at any rate, my hat's off to these guys. They love what they do because it's service to the community. And my thing, as far as being a retired Air Force firefighter and retired community fire, because I was a volunteer here for my community for 15 years, that I'm one of the lucky ones because sometimes you just, I don't know. I've there's been many a fellow firefighter that has passed away in my career as a firefighter, both as in the Air Force and also as a volunteer firefighter, and that's the saddest part when you have a loss of life, be it a firefighter or a family or a member of the community that has lost family members due to a fire, and I just feel honored that I have. I just can't get back into it again. I like watching it, and I'll do the proverbial Monday morning quarterbacking on when I hear it on the radio at the scanner, as far as what's going on and stuff like that. So let's see. We don't need that. Let's see. I just want to make sure. What else we got here on WBNG? Anything that's popped up? We can save it for Friday, I guess. Okay, there's nothing there. What about Fox 40? Let me check Fox 40 real quick. There's a man charged with arson, menacing after Endicott apartment fire. Oh, what's that about? Let's go ahead and this is a follow-up on apartment fire. Let's see. Line this one up here. Hey, Rich. Hey, Steve. How did that thing go? You had to give someone their... Oh, my trip? The trip went great. We had a lunch. We had lunch up there in Cobuskill and stuff, and then we made a trip back. We met a family member halfway as far as that goes, and that went well. No problem. No problem, Riches. It wasn't a bag. We just had a few items there and stuff. We had family in for the weekend, and they forgot a few things, so we ended up bringing them back. Let's go ahead and bring this one up. This will be our last article, and we'll be at 1 hour and 45 minutes. This is a follow-up story on, and this is on Fox 40. Arson, menacing charges after a weekend fire. So let's see what this one is about.
An Endicott man is arrested after state police say he deliberately set fire to an Endicott apartment and threatened responding EMS with a knife over the weekend. According to state police, just before noon on Saturday, November 16th, state police and Broome County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a fire alarm and disturbance at an apartment located at 2708 North Street in Endicott. Police say Michael Stevens intentionally started the fire and was armed with a knife. He menaced state police and deputy members with the knife before retreating back into the apartment, refusing to leave. Police say he suffered from smoke inhalation, and while he was near a window, a trooper was able to climb a ladder and remove him from that residence. He was taken to Wilson Medical Center for treatment and was charged with arson in the second degree and menacing a police.
Okay, so that's a follow-up. It's very hard to prove arson, so they got some. They definitely have some evidence on this guy that started the fire and stuff like that. So let's see what Big Juice, Captain Rehab says, when are we going to meet halfway for lunch, Captain Rehab? And Captain, we're just kidding. That'd be cool meeting up, you know, maybe, I don't know. We always talk, Ted Hicks and Tony meeting together. Maybe sometime in New York, we can meet up. New York City. I wouldn't drive down there. I'd have to take a bus. There's no way I would drive in that. There's no way I'd drive in New York City and stuff. I'd take a bus to go down. It's easier to take a bus to go down to like Yankee Stadium or the Met Stadium. They don't call it Shea Stadium anyway. Big Juice says you take Captain Rehab out to Hooters for lunch. No, I'm not going to Hooters. I don't need to go to Hooters. I'll go to a good restaurant with a good cheeseburger. I love a good cheeseburger. I won't argue that. You know, you got a place with a good cheeseburger and some French fries. I'm there. You know, as far as that goes. Let's see. We don't have anything on WBNG. WNBF, is there anything there on I'm almost done. We can save that one. Robinson kicks off the home of Holly. We got to go up to the Roberson this year for the Christmas trees. Yeah, and then let's see, WNBF. Worst forest fires New York has seen through. What's this one about? Seen through the history. Oh, okay. They're just going over the history on WNBF. We'll save that for Friday. And let's see, one more time on nothing there, nothing on the whale. Okay. Elmira Historical Row Ave Fire Station sees much needed. We'll save that for Friday. And I guess that is about it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here and get our day started. The missus want to get some clean. I got to get some breakfast this morning. And just go to Denny's for a burger. Well, it depends, Big Juice, because I've been to some Denny's where their food sucked. I walked out. I can remember the last time I was on vacation many years ago up in Niagara Falls. We literally walked out of Denny's. We had our drinks there, and I looked over, and the door opened to the kitchen. There was a guy repurposing food out of the garbage onto the plate, and I'm thinking, nah, we're out of here. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And it just like the waitress goes, and there was only one waitress. We were already there for like almost 30, 40 minutes. And I said, no, this service is bad. Do we owe you for that? She said, no. It's like, okay, we're out of here. We went to the supermarket, got food out of the from the supermarket and took it back to the hotel. And we had a great meal. So Denny's, I don't know. I like the local diners. The local diners are good. The one place me and the missus love is the River Rock here in Owego, New York. Look it up, River Rock Cafe. It's on the Susquehanna there. Well, it's not in the village. It's in the town, just outside the village, but it's still in Tauga County. But it's a really good restaurant. The missus, she can get her eggs Benedict. They make a good eggs Benedict. They make a great omelet there. It's good. Big Juice says, my mom was a cook at Denny's for like almost 16 years. And she was probably a damn good cook if she was there for 16 years. But I tell you, Steve, when I looked and I saw that person, I was like, man, that just disgusted me. It's like, this is Denny's. Denny's used to be, for me, back in it was always a go-to. I remember when I was stationed up at Hanscom Field in Boston, I would drive down to back home. And before leaving, me and my father would always go to the Denny's before I'd leave. Denny's laces their food with gold. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that. Big G or Captain Rehab. I love it, Captain Rehab. No, God, you're making me. You're trying to get me in trouble. I'll put you in a. No, I'm not going to put you in time. I know where you're coming from. You're just joking. I've known you long enough. I know you're joking. Okay. All right, my friends, we're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. You love it. Lots of laugh. I know you do. You'd like that poke, poke, poke. I appreciate you being here, Captain Rehab. You make it fun. You do make it fun. I do. But you don't mix me up with Captain. He's a dirty. Oh, Steve, I don't know. You guys both have some good, funny qualities and stuff like that. I like you both. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're both here. But thank you, Big Juice. You were first here, just to let you know, give you full credit. You were first here in the broadcast. Thank you for being here. And Captain Rehab came in right behind there, and we appreciate both of you. And we had Tina in here, our Jersey girl, and Smoking Schizo, our good friend from Florida, my brother, Air Force veteran. Go Prime Beef, Civil Engineering. And we had, we had Wandering Australia. I think he was here. Let me see. We're going down the list. I know he was here. Did he get down this far? Oh, there he is. The Wandering Australian, the Wandering Aussie, coming in from Australia. Thank you, my friend. Have a good time. It's evening time, so they're finishing their evening as we're getting our day started. So thank you to the Wandering Aussie, our Australian. We had an Australian friend here yesterday, Rogue Fire. Gotta give him a big shout out because he got me squared away on the times there. Let's see, who else do we have? I think that's it. And for those folks that are listening on the audio side for NaPod Pomo Day 20, I greatly appreciate you all being here or listening on the audio portion there on Spotify for creators and people watching on the replay. And for those folks that are watching now on Rumble, Locals, YouTube, Twitch, X Live, and Kick. And the hot link is over there on the Facebook and Truth Social. So I want to say thank you all for being here this morning. It is greatly, greatly appreciated as far as that goes. And I thank you much. And Rich, I'm not going to do the shower thing, guys. God, you guys. But thank you very much as far as that goes. This has been great. We'll be back Friday, and we'll be doing the audio podcast tomorrow on Spotify for Creators. And with that, you all have a great Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, folks, working towards the weekend on this hashtag positive start today, hashtag PSTTD. Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich, over there on X. Check me out. Give me a follow. Give me a... was it follow? No, just follow. Give me a follow over there. That's where I post all my links to good stuff. So you all have a great one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, guys. Especially you, Captain Rehab and Big Juice. Thank you, guys.